from Blashyrkh. Often crude, always lewd, rarely rude. Smokey Daze Haze. I'm Smokey Daze Haze, the dank phoenix of comedy, and you're not. The funniest there is, the funniest there was, the funniest there ever will be. The idiot savant of comedy. Whether you laugh or don't laugh, learn to laugh, as I'm the funniest person going today. The Hayabusa plague bearer. Curing the plague comedy has become. This is the serpent set staff of the ancient bullywug matriarch, given to me by Friendbar, the Dwerga Hashashian. It's time to get lit for Standup Set 14. Lit, incessantly toking. Hey Daisy! You can call me Smokey, and you can call me Daze, and you can call me Haze, and you can call me Smokey Daze, and you can call me Smokey Haze, and you can call me Daze Haze. But you doesn't have to call me Daisy. I'm not some flowerhead daisy waiting to be plucked. Only my cock sucked, then mouth fucked. Remember, if you want to get head, you gotta get ahead or give the head to yourself. I'm wondering if males are El Guapo for handsome, are females Ella Guapa or Guana or simply Guano. I've come to accept that it's better to be in a flash in the pan than a shit stain that won't come out. Fucking, when Joe went to Boston Market, he shit all over the bathroom. He went in the bathroom stall, he shit all over the seat, he shit all over the walls, he started smearing shit all over the place. And this kid that worked there, Dave, was supposed to clean it up. So when they told him to clean it up, he's like, you know what? I don't need Boston Market. I'm done. I quit. I don't need this shit. And that was that. And that was the end of that. And then, basically, fucking, when I worked at CVS, once they had me clean the bathroom. So, you know, if you do it good, they're going to have you do it all the time. So basically, I just dumped the fucking bleach, or I dumped, like, the chlorine. I dumped it, like, all over the floor, and I'm, like, mopping it in. And, I mean, the fumes overcome me. I'm, like, laughing like I'm the Joker. And one of the pharmacists, he goes in there, and he freaking comments. He's, like, freaking saying how he was, like, overwhelmed. He almost couldn't accept it and all this other stuff. So, like, Deo, the banana splits, fucking working the witching hours at CVS, starring Cornell, Kenny, Luba, and Tone. So Cornell, he'd be like walking the aisles, he'd be like walking like this, he'd be like falling asleep, he'd be like fucking like all out of it, because he was working like 2 to 3 jobs, and he'd try to be like a Navy SEAL, and he'd be telling me stories. They'd leave him in the middle of the ocean, and he was like supposed to come and find his way back somehow, and like freaking, you know, so that was like the thing with that. And then freaking, you know, so he was like a wreck. He didn't, you know, he was like, you know what I mean? He's like falling asleep, sleeping in the aisles, this and that. So then you had Kenny, he was one of the managers, he was another weirdo. So I remember like one day, he's like, yo man, he's like, if you could score a touchdown, you don't have to work for the rest of the day. So we have like a Nerf football or whatever, and we're running into like the refrigerators, like down the hall, the refrigerators where the milk is. So I'm like, what the hell, I don't really care, I didn't mind working, but so I'm running with the football, and then I go to do a cut. Like when I go to do the cut, and I turn, my feet kind of stumble on the rug, and I screw up. So Kenny's like a little guy, he just grabs my leg, he's fucking like hanging on my leg for like dear life. And I'm just like, you know what, screw this guy. Like I could have just stomped on him if I wanted. But I was afraid, I don't want to run too fast because I want to go through the glass. So it's just like, you know what I mean, it's just one of those things. So then, Luba, she was like an older Russian woman. So one day, I don't know, they said something, either him or the other manager that took Rogaine said something to her, and it pissed her off so much that her husband like showed up, like kicked her ass, but I wasn't there for that. And then Tone was like 6 foot, 6'6", 300 pounds or plus. He was like an offensive lineman. He had gotten like his friggin', he had gotten like a knee injury. So then like, you know what I mean, he couldn't do like the scholarship anymore, so he was working, he was like being recruited and stuff. So I don't know, Kenny said something to him, I think he called him the N-word or something. So he was like chasing him around the store. So that was like the last I ever saw him. He was like a gangster and stuff, so you don't want to fuck with Tone. I think his real name was like Antonio or something like that. So, you know what I mean? It was pretty funny. I'd always be the guy, be like training the new hirees. So one guy I'm training, he's talking about hack freak and shit like that. And we're in the basement, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. You want to play some wiffle ball? So we're fucking playing like wiffle ball in the fucking basement and shit. So that was pretty funny. You know, we're fucking throwing, we're pitching, going this and that. We're having a good time. Then there was this other guy who I hung out with. Like, I went to his house once. Because, you know, you're working overnight, so there's not much to do. There's not many people. So I'm over his house, and he's got like this freaking like a gravity bomb thing, where you're like trying to pull the thing, and it goes, and it like goes thing, and he had smoked dust out of it before. So we're like smoking, and you could still taste the dust, because I guess it was on mint leaves or whatever it was on. So fucking, somehow I ended up with it. I don't even remember his name. I just remember it was like a crazy situation. I think I still have it somewhere. But, you know, speaking of fire, I've been burned a few times. Like, I used to do this thing with the Zippo lighter. Like, I could put my arms on fire. I could do my pants on fire. I had, like, the 666 lighter engraved. I thought it was so cool. So you take the lighter out of the thing, and you kind of dab it, and then you, like, light it up and shit. And then, so one day I'm on the phone with this girl, Stacy Ross. I'm sitting on the, like, I'm on the ground, and I'm burning my legs a bit. But then I have some fringes by the knees. So I think, you know what, maybe it's a good idea to burn these fringes. Well, you know what, it didn't go so well. So my leg, like, catches fire. I still have a scar on it. I'm, like, on the phone with Pop. I'm trying to, like, fucking stay cool. So, yeah, you know. Hi, Rick Rowell. What happens when you drip a drop of water on a lit hot wax candle? Well, let's find out. So, you know what I mean? So it's like merciful fate, like King Diamond, burn, let the fire shine. Higher burning, higher fire! Flames will soon devour. The ceiling's like scorched. It's scorched by fire. This friggin' shoots a fucking fireball of hot fucking burning fucking wax erupts. There's a massive fireball. For Pete's sake, ashes. And then it's fucking like, Pete's like, hey man, what are you doing? What's going on, man? He grabs a towel and he puts it on the fire. Pete makes the fire, the flames die. Pete makes the fire die. And I'm fucking there. And I'm like totally transfixed. Like pyromania is fucking running wild. I'm just fucking watching as like the candle wax shot up. There's fucking wax all over the walls. There's wax on some of my paintings. It shot like this huge fireball. It actually hit the ceiling. So, you know what? It's a bad idea to drip a drop of water to try to put out a fucking candle. That just did not work. It did not work at all. You know what I mean? You know what? Start slapping it for Jack and Willie. Start slapping it up. Jack and Willie spew sperm. Jack and Willie spouting sperm. Jack and Willie constantly jacking. Soppy snow sploos. Be constantly jacking. Jack and Willie spew sperm. Jack and Willie spouted sperm. Jack and Willie constantly jacking. Soppy snow sploos. Be constantly jacking. Jack and Willie spew sperm. Jack and Willie spouted sperm. Jack and Willie constantly jacking. Fucking walleye sploods be constantly jacking. Jack and Willie spew sperm. Jack and Willie spouting sperm. Jack and Willie constantly jacking. Sloppy flow spoods be constantly jacking. Jack and Willie spew sperm. Jack and Willie spouting sperm. Jack and Willie constantly jacking. Jack and Willie constantly merry jacking Willie. But you know what? I don't know how much time I got left. But you know what? Thanks for everyone that's listened to this long. And remember, whether you like it or don't like it, learn to laugh, as I'm the funniest person going today. The Hayabusa Plague Bearer, the dank phoenix of comedy. When it's rolled, and when it's dank, Smokey Daze Haze can possess you. When it's rolled, and when it's dank, Smokey Daze Haze can obsess you. And you know what? In the little bit of time that might be left,